Hello, everybody. It is December 12th, 2024. I'm Drew.
I'm Tara.
This is America's number one sports entertainment butthole buffoonery, 69 celebrating Chicago-based Wettest Podcast, west of the Mississippi River. We have the biggest calves in the business. This is the biggest calves in the business. I don't know why I say it's so different when we're doing this. This is our bonus episode. This is our bonus episode this week. This is us talking about our Hallmark movie. This is The Christmas Quest, starring Lacey Chabert. Tara?
It is. You totally said the wrong date, by the way.
I said December 15th, 2024.
You said 12th, and I was like, homie.
Oh, let's start over then. I'll start. Hello, everybody. It is December 15th, 2024. I'm Drew.
I'm Tara.
This is the bonus episode of the Wettest Podcast, 69 celebrating best calves in the business. This is MELLONfights. This is our bonus episode, baby. This is our review of The Christmas Quest on Hallmark, starring Lacey Chabert.
Our girl Lace.
And some guy.
Christopher.
Is that his name in real life?
His name is Christopher Pola.
What is it?
Christopher Pola.
Okay. Let's get a little summary of this movie. Hallmark. It aired for the very first time on Tuesday night. And it's called The Christmas Quest. And it's an archaeologist which is Lacey Chabert. I'm sorry. An archaeologist, which is Lacey Chabert. Her ex-husband, which is this Chris character, who's a Norse language expert, search for legendary treasure in Iceland during Christmas. Others join the hunt, leading to a thrilling race to secure the treasure for the wrong people obtain it. Thrilling is a stretch, I'll say that.
I thought it was thrilling.
Thrilling?
Yeah, there were moments where I was nervous, and
Oh my God. This is funny to me.
I loved it.
I'm just going to give my review. My initial reaction is I didn't understand it. I thought it would be very boring. I thought it was zero stakes. And then by the end, I was correct. Zero stakes. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, when I thought that it was going to end the way it ended, for sure.
That doesn't make any sense.
What?
It doesn't make any sense that it ended the way it ended. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about it. Okay, so movie opens up, right? Lacey Chabert. Not in it. Okay, the movie opens up. Some woman is in
a cavern.
A cabin. No, it's just like some cabin. No, the opening scene is just some shitty cabin.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it could have been it is like not even cool. It was some lame cabin and it's cold. And she finds, I don't even know, what does she even find? I don't even remember. Basically nothing. And then the next scene is her going home and it's Christmas and like, there's a little girl and it's clearly going to be Lacey Chabert grows up to be Lacey
She
Chabert.
found the book.
Oh, yeah, she found the book.
I thought that was in the cavern.
No, the first opening scene is like a cabin. Promise, because I rewound it to be like this, just such a nondescript, shitty cabin.
Sure.
It was so dumb. I'm not going to be very kind to this movie, I'm being honest. I had fun watching it, but I hated it.
All right.
I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't very good in my opinion.
I thought it was so good.
I don't understand that. Anyway, you tell me why you thought it was good.
Okay. So it started out and it instantly had kind of like
what you can start with your notes if you want.
It had like adventure music happening. So even though
did not match the vibe.
But that's okay because that was the vibe that I was trying to give you. And we all know that we're on a Hallmark budget. So we don't always have the stuff that we need. But the music, it was very good. It kind of felt a little bit like a Hallmark Goonies to me. And it had like the Hallmark twists on the adventure. The music was adventure music to start out. So I was in right away. To me, I liked it because I thought it was fun. It was full of mystery, wonder, adventure, and love.
So here's maybe what I'll do.
Okay.
Let me give you my notes.
Sure.
So you can see why I didn't like it. And then we can go through. You have much better notes than I took. You have like long sentences. But the first thing I said, first scene, and I was confused so It's 1990. They say 1994.
Yes.
And they made it, and they were acting like it was like 100 years ago. They tried to make it seem like, yes, Tara. And they showed the picture of her mom later on, and they're like, they tried to make it look like it was like something they discovered in a fucking before fucking TV existed. It's insane. It's like 1994. Relax. 30 years ago. It's not that long ago. And the other thing was, where did she get that old ass compass? And I don't know how to. The only other thing I was like, no, we won't do that. We won't do all my notes. And then, but then the first thing I said is Lacey Chabert comes on like right away, and I'm like, I love Lacey Chabert.
Yeah,
she's so hot. She's lovely.
I feel like the two leads, Stephanie and Chase, Lacey and Christopher, they did an amazing job together. I thought they had great chemistry. They looked cute together, and it felt like they had a love and a familiar.
Zero chemistry.
No, they had chemistry.
They had none. They didn't want to fuck at all. I said,
no, they didn't. No, the thing is,
they even want to fuck?
I agree. This was not a horny Hallmark movie whatsoever.
Horny? Nobody.
No one was horny. I wrote that at the end. I said, not a horny movie. It's a mushy movie. Not horny, mushy.
They don't even want to fuck.
Yes, they do.
No, and it said why did they even get a divorce? I couldn't figure out why they even got a divorce.
She said why.
Why?
Because he was unhappy, and she could tell, and she hated that she was the one, like what she was doing was making him unhappy. So she let him free.
Yeah, why did they even get, I'm going to repeat myself. Why did they even get a divorce?
Because Drew, she knew because she did what her mom did.
You're right.
She knew that she had to keep doing that because that's what.
And let's go from there. How about that?
Okay.
They both go treasure hunting. Her mom and her, like, they're going to go shop at Nordstrom's for the day. They're like acting like they're
architects.
The show is acting like Tara. The show's acting like they're Indiana Jones, and they're just rocking like their Nordstrom rack jacket with like furry. Like they look like they're going to the store for the day. They don't look like they're about to go treasure hunting. Like
they're archaeologists.
I am aware of what they are, but what they're wearing is like something a woman would go shop on Oak Street in.
Drew, you don't know what archaeologists wear when they're in. You're thinking of archaeologists. You're thinking of archaeologists that are in like different weather. This was in Iceland. It's cold.
Have you ever watched a movie? That's my point, Tara. They're not wearing full bundled up insane Iceland clothes. She's wearing like just a fucking button up from fucking Old Navy.
Yeah, Drew.
It ain't warm enough is my point. They're not
Have you ever watched Drew, have you ever watched a Hallmark movie where it's freaking snowing outside and their jackets are wide open? That's just what they do in Hallmark.
But here's the thing.
That's just what they do.
That's my issue though with this one. They're at the one point where they're like think they're going to be
consistent with what they do.
Hold on. They think they're going to be stuck in that hole, and they're just like wearing normal ass clothes. Like
they have winter jackets on.
You guys aren't going to die tonight. You guys aren't dying tonight. It ain't that bad in here. You ain't dying.
They had winter jackets on.
Yes.
And it was cold, Drew.
You're walking to 7-Eleven. Put some fucking winter gear on them. Make it look treacherous. It was the most late. It was like they were trying to get out of a goddamn escape room when they're trying to find it. Everything they did was like, is this an escape room?
I know. That was really funny because some of the stuff I'm like.
Is so bad.
Like when they would get to something and be like, oh, and they had to like turn the little things on the door. Yes. And I'm like, who wouldn't have done that? Just dicking around with it.
Right. There's like this thing where they just like walked in and there's just like a thing sitting on like a pedestal of snow in a glass tube. And they just like looked at it. I'm like, this is stupid.
Or like when they were in the church and like they stepped on, he was like stepping on the different, and it's like someone's never stepped on that
spot before.
Right. But Drew, again, it's Hallmark and that's what happens with Hallmark.
I understand.
So you have to know that and be okay with it because it's all cheesy.
When I think of Hallmark movies, that's maybe what I'm saying is maybe Hallmark shouldn't have treasure hunt movies.
But it was fun.
Was it though?
Yeah.
I didn't think they had any chemistry.
I thought they looked cute together and I felt like they loved each other and they had a familiarity with each other. So that's why it was so not so horny because they just had so much love and respect for each other.
we
And
can
it was
jump to that
hard too.
We can jump to that right now. Kiss. I win again. The kiss was very early. It was, and again,
there was only 30 minutes left.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know for Hallmark,
and I said it was going to be probably 50 some minutes, an hour into the movie. When you take commercials out, that's about exactly where it was.
Yeah, but it was like a fake kiss.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't matter. It was for
and
distraction.
It didn't even seem like it meant anything.
Oh no, it didn't mean anything. Only because he said the next day she said, "Oh, it didn't mean anything." And he's like, "Oh," but it meant everything. So you're wrong. It meant everything. I win again. Wait, before we do it, let's get Frank's predictions. Let's do Frank's predictions. Because I want to see what his kiss prediction was. Send me my prediction for the kiss, and I'll send up a follow-up after watching, along with my lists if I remember. He didn't remember. I think that there will be a fake-out kiss where it's either interrupted by someone. That did happen. And I thought they were going to kiss that time, honestly. I didn't think it was. I was like, why would the door knock stop you guys from kissing in that moment? I think they would have kissed still. Coming to him awkward, we shouldn't do this, or we're exes. Look, definitely happened. That did happen, Frank.
Good job.
But the real kiss will be right at the end, and maybe in the town square, they will kiss. The camera will slowly pull out. And to be fair, that's actually not correct either. It wasn't at the end. They gave us a kiss, and then they had a fucking. It was like a double ending.
All partying out.
They double ending us because they kissed, and then they kissed again at the second party. At the party. So they double whammied us. They kissed 3 times in this goddamn movie.
That's a lot of kissing. So maybe it was more horny than we realized.
Yeah, maybe. The camera will slowly pull out as it slowly starts to fade to white. Boom. Credits.
I mean, that happens in most of them. So that was a good guess.
But was it? Because he was wrong. There was no town. I was the most correct. But he did have the part where there's a fake out one. And that happened before the actual kiss.
Yeah. I feel like we're all over the place with this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the whole thing is there's this lore, right? Where there was this treasure that these 13, what were they called? 13 lads hid a treasure, and everyone in Iceland knew about this folklore, and they were always treasure hunting, trying to find that. And that's what her mom did. That's why she found this book that had all sorts of clues in it and information, and that's what she did when she would keep going back to Iceland to find this treasure.
I gotta be honest, halfway into the movie, in my notes here, I wrote, what are they even looking for?
Treasure.
Thanks. But I was so confused by it. It was there was so much going on. Why are there 13 lads? There was too much going on. Just make it simple. Just make it simple.
For a big chunk of it, they just did a fun little adventure montage where they were solving stuff.
But what they solved was dumb.
Well, like I said,
I know what
to me it was kind of like a Hallmark Goonies, and they had booby traps and caves and underground tunnels, and
it was silly, but it didn't totally work for me.
It was silly. It was fun. And then, so what happens is this guy is like, hey, I have this thing that helps you. It gives you more clues. So then they had the key to figure out where this treasure was.
Right.
And but she doesn't read Nordic, but you know who does? Her ex-husband. So she went to her ex-husband. And what does he do?
It's good to explain how they had to get back together.
Yeah.
But when they first see each other, we had no, like, we know because we know what the movie's about, but there's no like lead up to that. There's like, hi.
Well, then they explain
I know.
And what's crazy is, you know what he's doing.
I liked that they just kind of jumped into it.
You know what he's doing? He's selling Christmas trees.
Which is pretty Christmassy.
Typical Hallmark. Gotta love it.
I also said, why does he care so much about what his parents think? He's like, I promise my parents I do this. And he said a bunch of other dumb shit about his parents.
He's a family man.
I get it.
You would do the
You're
same
also
thing.
40, bro. No, I wouldn't.
If you told mom and dad that you would sell all their Christmas trees, you would just leave the lot to go to Iceland and...
I might give them a heads up. I'd tell them I was leaving. I wouldn't be like, I got to sell these all before I leave. I'm like, I'm going on a goddamn adventure with my ex-wife. And I guess maybe he was a little horny. No, if he was horny, he wouldn't have cared. He just would have dipped. So anyway, they get together to travel.
They get together to go and try to find this thing. And one of my favorite parts was when they were in the plane and they showed the plane in the air, and it looked so stupid.
I don't think I noticed it.
And then they went into the plane and then back out, and it just looked like a toy plane in the air. Again, Hallmark budget is fine.
That doesn't bother me.
No, it's fun.
And then they get to Iceland, and then they're just kind of hanging out with Icelandic people, which is fine. And everyone kind of knows her around town because she must be there all the time. She's been looking for this treasure for 40 years.
Yes.
Basically. 30 years. Because
her mom, so what she thought was her mom just gave up on this treasure. And it was her dream to treasure hunt and find it to finish her mom's legacy. What else can we talk about, Druzy?
We'll talk about that now. Let's just talk. Oh, no, we'll talk about the end. My next thing I said is the dude sucks. Like, when they're down in the hole and he just starts being a dick all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, maybe that's why they got divorced, because he sucks and he's a dick. Like, he's like,
why are you climbing? You never listened to me. What are you going to do?
Great ideas.
You know, freeze in here?
And I said, one other thing sucks. And I said, her dress sucks. They went to that party and she did not look cute in that dress for that like fancy party they went to.
Oh, yeah.
The dress was brutal. It was like you're way hotter than that dress. Let's sex it up a little bit. Okay.
Sex it up. Well,
so
the way they got out.
Who was horny? Me.
You were horny for Lacey. The way they got out of the hole, though, was there was another lady who was treasure hunting.
Yeah, we're not breaking the movie down scene by scene.
Oh, well,
we're just talking about what we liked and didn't like.
Well, I want to bring her up because I liked
you bring
her.
her up. You're right. You did? I thought that was one of the worst parts of the movie.
No, that was fun. So she was like, hey, I'll help you out, but I need that book. And that was her mom's book. And he's like, get rid of the book. And I was like, oh, God. And they threw the book, and I felt sad. And I thought the movie was going to be over.
They think she's another treasure hunter. They think she's another treasure.
Yes. But come to find out, she's not a treasure hunter.
No, she's just like some local.
She's supposed to prevent people from finding the treasure.
She's a local.
Yeah, but it's her job as the local.
Wait, why are you trying to prevent people from finding it?
Because
when you find out what the treasure is, it doesn't make any sense, Tara.
Because it's not their treasure.
What do you mean it's not their treasure?
It's like One-Eyed Willie's treasure. That was his treasure.
So does the treasure exist?
Yeah. They found it. Well, yeah, it's their treasure.
Why would they try to hide that? It was garbage. Why would you go through 12 or 13 steps to get to that?
Because they're mischievous little fucks. Remember? They're the little lads that throw shit at people, and they just... That was their goal. But then when they got to the treasure...
They get down to the treasure finally. Let me explain it, and then you can explain what it means. You can explain what it means after I explain what happens. They get down to the treasure. They go down in the thing, and it opens up, and it looks like... It makes like almost like the classic as the door opens, the Willy Wonka, the Wizard of Oz. The door opens up and it's like ding 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 ding. Here's the treasure of the world, and you're kind of like, oh yay! And then as you're noticing, it's like kind of garbagey looking in there. And they walk in, and it's just a bunch of knickknacks and shit like that. It's like a bunch of garbage. It's not a treasure. Explain this. Like you can explain now. Like I know what it means, but go ahead.
Well, basically, it's like I said this in the beginning. I sent it to Drew while I was watching it. I said, is this going to be a Richie Rich treasure?
I thought you sent me that after you had seen that. And
no.
You were trying to like brag to me that you nailed it.
No.
That's why I was like, why are you telling me now?
And I was like, is this going to be a Richie Rich treasure?
And for those who don't know, the man of Richie Rich, the treasure that's in the mountain is just like, what was it? I don't even remember.
It was like Richie's first shoes, his baseball glove, just like little things that
their treasures.
Their treasures. What was sentimental to them, what mattered to them, which like what if they didn't have any, that's what they'd want in the end, like is just to have those memories of their family. And that's exactly what it was for the 13
Not exactly
land.
What it was.
Well, but similar because it was their stuff
garbage.
And it wasn't garbage, but it was their just like stuff.
It was knickknacks.
Yeah, but they might have meant stuff to them.
Sure.
And the whole point of it was like, that's all that matters. It's not the treasures in the world that matters. It's your family and the memories you make.
When the mom came home from when she found the book, she was given a compass from Lacey Chabert as a little girl, which I don't know how the fuck she got a hold of that thing, old thing. I know that sometimes someone, like the other parent, will buy. First of all, where's her dad? The other parent will like help buy something, and like the kid says it's them. This seemed like she got this like it was like a family heirloom almost. It was old when she had it. But anyway, that was inside.
And she was like, wait a second. My mom was here. And then her mom wrote her something being like, hey, if I know you, you're here and you found it too.
Hey,
And
this fake treasure that you're going to look for the next 30 years, that's going to ruin your marriage. Like, what are we talking about? Like, hey, I'm going to send you on the same wild goose chase I went on because I'm an unhappy old hag. You're going to have so much fun. And then you're going to know I love you instead of just telling you I love you before I die. Like, what are we talking about? What the fuck? Your marriage fell apart because of this. Maybe hers did too.
Her mom did that before she knew she was going to die. Like, she didn't know she was going to die so young.
But why would she have her daughter go look for, hey, don't waste your time looking for this thing?
Well, she might have given her, just told her where it was. And
nope.
I didn't think about it that way, okay? So when I think about it that way, that's not very nice.
That is a manipulative mom. Like, hey, my life is wasted. I'm about to waste your life. Because when she walked in, she wasn't... Because what did she walk in and find, Tara? When she walked in there wasn't anything waiting for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like...
Or maybe there was.
From who?
Who knows? Maybe that's the magic of it. When you go in there, there's something in there that's meant for you. Okay. And you're like, okay, I understand. I understand, little lads. I get it.
Love it. Listen, I love a good Hallmark movie. This one didn't make a lot of sense to me. I actually think this is a good... You're like, we're supposed to be all over the place. That's the beauty of this pod. It's our new pod. It's the Hallmark pod. This is what we've wanted to do for years. It was the first thing we tried.
A few things.
Yeah, I got some other notes too.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't have it open. Go ahead. Because you might cover them. Actually, you know what? I think... Oh, there was a line. There was one line that was like, Christmas in a glass. It tastes like... She's like, it tastes like Christmas in a glass. And it was an orange soda.
Yeah.
When I think of Christmas, I don't think of orange soda.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't go orange.
I know, they kept making that too. And I'm like, what is that?
I don't know. It was weird. That was all I had. I didn't have a lot of notes because I knew you'd bring up stuff, and I just... Oh, no, I do have one more thing, but we'll do it at the...
No, go ahead.
No, we'll do it at the end. It's a thing. It's a game.
Oh. I kind of want to go to Iceland now. I never wanted to go before, but since they didn't...
But they wasn't
that cold.
Little story, Tara. They were never in Iceland in that movie.
I know.
You want to go to Iceland? They didn't show any of the cool stuff that's in Iceland. That was like
the Northern Lights, the caves.
Iceland. Tara, the thing is, Iceland is a beautiful place. That was not Iceland. There was nothing about that made. That's so funny. They're like, I want to go to Iceland now, even though they weren't showing like Iceland.
I know. I still want to go.
The people.
I really liked the people's house that they went to.
They pretended like they were from there.
Oh yeah, her accent was ridiculous.
Everyone's accent was bad.
Yeah.
Everyone's accent was bad.
I think it's funny how they went and made those like Icelandic like treats or whatever. I'm like, why is this in there? Where like there was that cat, and then they took it to the people's house, and she taught them how to make stuff, and it was just so they could see them at the prime minister party and be like, oh, our American friends.
And they're like, oh, and then they covered for him. Like, oh, never mind. And why were they so worried about getting caught being elsewhere?
Right.
Nobody gave a fucking shit.
Also,
and just because they kissed, she was not going to make him leave still?
That's exactly what I was going to say. They kissed, but why were they still allowed to be in there?
Hey, you guys can't fuck in here.
Yeah.
Get out.
Oh, sorry. And also, why didn't he shut the door? What a moron. I was not happy with that part of it.
He was bad at it. Lacey's not that good at it. They were basically it was basically an escape room around an imaginary Iceland.
But I kind of like that scene where they were at the prime minister party.
It was the best scene.
Yeah. I got a little nervous.
They were having fun.
Yeah.
Like the party scene was fun. It was bad, but it was fun. I'm trying to think of there was Ollie or whatever, or Oli.
Mhm.
I didn't understand why he was even around. And then like at the end, he's like with the chick. Cause like, who cares? Why?
It's like, how did you
Why
not
do we
know
care?
each other? This is a small ass town.
Small ass town. Small ass town. Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you rather meet the ghosts of past, present, or future?
Why?
I'm asking.
I know, but you have to say what he says.
Well, no, I don't. I'm asking. I just want. That's our game. Why do I gotta say? I don't even remember why he said.
He's like,
I said it was a fun
because
game.
it's just a fun little game.
Oh yeah, that's why. Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, something like
Tara,
that.
would you? And he asked it again. He asked it more than once in the movie.
Yeah,
Tara,
I
would
know.
you rather meet the ghosts of past, present, or future? We both are going to answer this. I didn't think.
Past, present, future.
It's tough.
God, I don't like any of them. I'll say.
I don't even like any of them. Fucking pick one.
I'm going to pick
Tara,
one.
I need you to pick one.
I'm gonna pick one if you just let me think about it.
No.
It's not an easy question.
It is easy.
It's
Any
not.
answer works.
I'm gonna pick future.
Why?
Ooh,
Can't you say future and then stop talking? I'm gonna pick future. Good night.
That's all you want. No, I'll pick past. I'm picking past.
I don't have an answer, so I'm gonna change it and then see if
And
I can
then
get
I'm
it.
gonna stop. No, I'm gonna pick past because then
Why?
you can go back in the past and see some people you haven't seen in a while. And I think I'd rather do that than like go into my future and then have to come back and like not like what I saw and either have to live with it or deal with it.
I think
So
that's the right answer.
so past, we're gonna go and see some people that we miss.
I'm the same. I don't want to go to. So for me, I also pick the past because I don't want to look at the future and again, like you said, like be sad and depressed that the future's tough.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can change it. I don't
Right.
believe that I'll be able to change it. I don't want to see the present and then see that like what's bumming me like and just be bummed and depressed about the current. Like go because like you go see what everyone else is doing or either they're having a great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You see fucking people in your life having a bad time. They're really sad and depressed.
Yeah.
Or you go see somebody like you go see an ex and you're like, oh, they're loving life, and you get sad. I don't want that. I want to go in the past and relive some of my favorite Christmases. Like
Yeah.
Christmas is great. I love Christmas time. I've had wonderful Christmases. I'd like to go to the past.
Yes, 100%. And even if your like future is bright, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to fuck this up. What do like?
Right.
And then you
Right.
get all. Ugh.
Anything else before we shut that out, or we can end it with our past, present, and future?
I think
you got any
that's
other thing
a
you
good
really
ender.
needed to say?
No,
What would you rank this thing?
I would rate it 13 lads and a big black cat.
Oh, did you make that up right now?
Yeah.
It's fine, I guess.
What are you rating it?
I don't rate it. You rate it. You're the rater of the
Okay.
group. I rated a must. Oh, you know what I rate it? I rated a 6-piece puzzle for a toddler. That's about how good the fucking puzzle. How
Spin
good
it, spin
it
it,
was.
spin it, spin it. And then there's one hole. Is it
Yeah.
really this easy? Click.
It's like it was. I did not like this movie that much. I mean, I had fun watching it, but it mostly was sucked, in my opinion. That's
Okay.
my opinion. It was like a very like it feels like a toddler could have put it together. It feels like AI might have wrote this.
They might have.
The only other thing I have here before we end it is I did record something under mine that I think we should watch because there was
Okay.
an ad for it. It's called The Santa Class. And it's about a bunch of Santas training to be Santa.
Ooh.
So I did record that for us if we want to do that in a couple weeks
Okay.
for Christmas. You into
Sounds
that?
good. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it for Christmas. I guess till next week. Let's do it for next week so we can talk about it before Christmas.
The Santa class.
The Santa Class. That'll be our next one.
Perfect.
Guys, if you can find it, I got to you a little too late because I recorded it. It happened last night. It was on last night. We usually can find the Hallmarks, I think, and watch them on demand. But The Santa Class
The
we'll be
Santa
doing
class.
coming up. All right, Tara,
All right.
stay dry.
Stay dry.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
That was our bonus episode. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Lacey Chabert. Why didn't you say it?
Melon fights.
Boom.